Hey folks, it's CJ at the Practicing Chef. We're back. And if you know me, hey, God gives you lemons make lemonade, so I took that garlic and I caramelized it in a little bit of butter, which I'm sure is sacrilege if you're making an Indian style curry. But we're going to call this Indonesian curry, all right? And we've got that ready to go in. And for those of you that have seen me do this before, the Instant Pot just went off. We've been sitting for a minute. I like to take one of these spring waters, and I put the cap on here because it gets kind of hot. So when I go ahead and release the pressure on a quick release, most of it goes right into flip it around, put the cover on it, and you'll just watch that shrink up over time so that when you throw it in your recycling, it's really, really tiny. A lot smaller than it was before. As you can see, it takes up way less space. And I think that's good for, it makes recycling tolerable, okay? Because now we can transport quite a bit of stuff rather than just empty air. So that's kind of, I always do it. It probably adds flavors to the plastic that they don't need, but they're going to burn that out. Hey, I'm back. This is what the Dirty Dipstick looks like after you've been drinking it for a while. It really does look like something came out of your car, all right? Like when you drain the radiator fluid or something. But it's an interesting cocktail. And I talked to you about the pork curry that I was making. Took a couple of pork steaks that I cut off of a Boston butt roast that I bought. That was like a really great price at one of the big box retailers there. I think it might have been Sam's Club. So this is let down. So I've gone ahead and I seared those and I add a little bit of fluid. I deglazed. We'll talk about this. It's always kind of the same stuff. I'm going to use a little bit of this Thai red curry paste. I know that might be cheating. And this coconut milk. Well, since I used one of these before, I've actually got some frozen coconut milk that I save in these small little 5.5 ounce containers that you can get at restaurant supply places or you can get them online. I think I'm going to throw 3 of these in there since that's what I defrosted. And try to figure out where my spoon is. There's a spoon. We're going to go ahead and stir that up. As you can see, we've got those lovely, and they're already falling apart, and that's what we want them to do. Okay? So we've got that going there. And I'm not quite satisfied where the pork is after 30 minutes, although it's pretty tender. As you can see, this is just a wooden spoon, and I'm taking it down pretty easily. But I'm just going to test it for a little bit of flavor. Ooh, there be wondermous, I guarantee. And I'm going to take whatever juice of these caramelized garlic. I'll save these to actually garnish the dish later, but this should add some flavor. Have another sip of the cocktail. And I think I'm going to cook this until this pork falls apart. So I'm going to go with another 20 minutes because I'm really in no rush. That's the secret to good cooking. Cancel, pressure cook. I'll go 35 minutes again, and then I'm going to let it natural release this time. Hey, see you folks in the next video. I'm telling you, it takes up way less space.